Hey, Meeker Extreme here. I figured I would do a little thing walking through about the N23 that the Fiat Chrysler, kind of caused. It all started with a recall called the Safety Recall N23, or National Highway Transportation Safety Administration, is it? Issued. All because like two vehicles, I think it wasn't many, it was like two vehicles had remote start and started the vehicle without the parking brake on, and the vehicle switched into gear and moved. I don't think anyone was hurt, but out of all the Jeeps sold, they figured, I guess, to do a recall. And what they did was they tried to do a software update to work around a hardware problem. Now, look, you do a N23 recall Google search, and there's about 67,900 results. That's a hell of a lot of results, and you can see here's the PDF on the recall. Here's the you got people talking about it. You got the Jeep forum talking about it. You got various groups. I even made a video. Here's my video. When you do the search, comes up on the first page. Yeah, it's actually a pretty popular video. I'm surprised. And this is doing the swap, but I also have one that shows how you can get around it with the fuse, which I guess some people report only works up to a certain point, and then I guess, I don't know if the computer learns or something, but then sometimes it just stops working for people. But at least it's a temporary fix by pulling a fuse to reset it. But we'll go to the actual N23 recall. This is what it looked like. And you would have got one of these in the mail saying, come in, do your recall for your Jeep. And now note, I have a 2005 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited 5.7 liter. And the only reason why I got this done is I got it done a year probably after this was put out there. And the reason I got it done was because I was getting the exhaust manifolds replaced and the studs removed and new studs put in because some of them were broke and it started to sound like a diesel. It was getting pretty loud. So while I was in there, they did the update, didn't think much of it. I didn't even notice anything for 6 months. Go use my 4-wheel drive and it's not working. Go in, start reading up on this, and holy shit, they screwed me. So here's an article that was out there and kind of went into it that, they were saying, oh, Jeep owners, and Jeep is saying, no, we didn't cause this. So let's, and this is the original thread on the Jeep forum showing 315 pages how I have this set up, or if we scroll down to the post count, 4,720 posts as of right now that I'm doing this at 11:57 a.m. Now, of course, a lot of that is just discussion back and forth and some bashing in there and stuff, but that's a pretty big thread, for an issue. Every single Jeep WK Jeep is affected. If you have 4-wheel drive, it's affected. Now we jump forward to what they're calling the P73 recall. We're up to 11 pages. Some people it has worked. Most it seems like it has not, from what I gathered from reading on this. And interesting things, a guy posted, and this is me, a guy posted about Chrysler's now doing something, so I looked that up. Like I said, it's not a bad, doesn't sound like a bad deal, because it depends how they dick you around, but this is what that link shows. Fiat Chrysler Automobiles. And blah blah blah. You can go here and read all this if you want. But I'll skip down to where it says beginning of October 1st, 2015, customers may contact dealers to arrange for vehicle inspections. Dealers will then call a third-party administrator to complete the inspection and present a final offer to the customer. So they're either going to give you do the recall repair and receive a $100 Visa prepaid card for unrestricted use. So I guess it's $100. Or you're going to accept the repurchase offer. Or you're going to opt for the trade-in incentive, which is available through January 4th, 2016. Of course, it goes into they're kind of trying to get people to be aware of these recalls and bring in your vehicle to have it upgraded. Well, the upgrade fucks you. Now, I fixed mine early on. I gave them a chance, didn't fix it. They replaced the actuator, didn't fix it. And I went out and bought a unflashed FDCM from a wrecked vehicle that matched up to my vehicle. And it cost me $60, and I've had no problem since. Now, I have the original one sitting on the shelf that I wrote on it, N23 virus. So, I mean, I guess I could toss it back in and go take advantage of this. But I don't know. I bet it's more of a hassle than it seems. Now, just to show, here's Colorado4x4.org. Here's a person back in 2014 wanting to know, basically, don't do it. You know, people are really pissed at Fiat Chrysler. They never fixed my issue. Like I said, I gave them a chance, but I'm not going to play the dealer game back and forth when there's no fix. And the P73 sounds like it's a iffy if that's a fix. So what they really need to do is they need to go ahead and redesign the circuit board that is known to fail so it doesn't fail. Stop trying to do a software fix for a hardware problem. So I'm making this video. I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to put it on Fiat site, Chrysler site, Jeep site. I'm going to put it everywhere. Me bitching, I guess, is how they're going to look at it. But they're not doing crap for it. And I guess buy your vehicle. Hey, well, buy my vehicle. I have to bring you in big hassle. It sounds like it's going to be a big hassle. They have to get a third party. Hey, you know what? How about just offering me book value and I'll bring it in? Or how about an incentive? Come trade in your vehicle for book value. We won't even dick you around, and we're going to give you a good deal on the new vehicle. Maybe you're not making a ton of money off it or any money. Maybe give you employee pricing. Just get me in a different vehicle that is going to work as advertised, and I'm even willing to have that, I guess, monthly payment for another 4 or 5 years. Really don't want to, and that's why I'm kind of hesitant about doing that, because it's nice not having a car payment, and other than a few other little issues just because the Jeep is getting up there 145,000 miles, but I've done so much replacement of various parts that I should be good to go for a while, I would think. I mean, unless something big, I guess torque converter or something could have issues, but I don't tow, so as long as I'm easy on the gas, it probably lasts a while longer. All depends how you drive. For a while here, Jeep Cares was also posting, but they kind of stopped posting. I want to see if I can quickly find the video or pictures. A guy posted pictures. He said it's a 5-minute job, basically 10 minutes total. 5 minutes to yank out your, I'm guessing it's the actuator, and 5 minutes to take it apart, and you can get right to the board and the part that breaks. He had pictures and stuff. And if it's really like a 10-minute job, maybe really a 30-minute job by the time you find your tools, stare at things, daydream a little bit, it would be nice to maybe just do that, take a look and see. And here it is. So Jeep Brian, here we go. And it's his first post to the forum. He already made an outstanding contribution. This tells you what to do, what to look for, and you can see that solder joint sucks. So just redo the solder joint and you should be up and running. Now, of course, you don't know if you have a bad solder joint, but he claims it's really quick. If it's really quick to do, you know, maybe take a look at it. Oh, I guess he said it took about 2 hours. I was thinking he said like 10 minutes, but that might have just been taking something off. Probably took longer to get to this point. I would have to reread that. But yeah, that's the picture I was recalling. And I will leave it there while I kind of just talk, because that way we can kind of save it and it'd be in this video. Just in case, you know, he deletes his pictures or whatever the case might be. You know, I don't know what they were thinking about doing a software update for a hardware issue. That's pretty fucking stupid. And then to, like, there's people that have been going on and on, around and around, I should say, with Jeep about fixing it, and then dealers denying it. I mean, my dealer denied it, but then once I started really talking to the service guy and he knew I had done my homework, he started saying, yeah, you know, there's a Jeep over here. The guy's had it here for a month. We have no idea how to fix it. Some of these Jeeps are being real stubborn on, you know, fixing it so the four-wheel drive works. And, you know, I let them try to do a reflash, and I let them do the actuator. And so I guess it was in there twice. And then I just right away started just hounding him on Facebook. And right away I had a person from the executive offices who, I think his name was Mike, if I recall. And he basically, he was the one that got the actuator done. And, you know, on my second visit, that's pretty good, right? Because a lot of people are spending $800. Dealers telling them it's going to cost $800, so they're spending $800. And their dealers fighting them tooth and nail that no, nothing's covered, blah blah blah. Is still doing it. People spent $1,500. You know, because you know, dealers are kind of slimy in that regard, and they always act like, hey, the stuff online, man, we can't trust that. Really? There's all these posts. Oh, there's pictures. There's how-tos and ideas. And I have my video about the fuse fix. I mean, when you show that to any dealer, they should be like, hey, you know, okay, yes, we know there's a problem. They shouldn't even try covering it up at that point. But they are. And what I was interested in getting a Dodge, one of those new Dodge trucks, Eco Diesels, and you know, they're pretty expensive trucks, like $65,000, and well, I don't know if I would really want to spend money with any Fiat-owned product, because obviously they're going to fuck it up. Now, granted, I do recognize that it was Mercedes' design of this that fucked everything up, but at the same time, just because it's Mercedes' design, Fiat now owned it and bought any issues and problems with buying the brand. So you would think if they want to keep people as customers, they need to figure this out and just redesign the hardware right there. I mean, just redesign it so it doesn't break. Pretty straightforward, you know. And so how I found out about it, so 6 months after getting the exhaust manifold replaced, I go out to my favorite dirt road. It was still partially winter. I get up there. And luckily, before I went down a trail, I went to pull the T-handle, put it in neutral, pull the T-handle, and got the service four-wheel drive message. What the hell's this? You know, went back through the procedure, tried it a bunch of times, couldn't do it. And so luckily I didn't go down the trail. But what if I would have started down the trail, got to a point where I needed it to maybe get back out? And now I'm in danger because I didn't have four-wheel drive. And then I started thinking more about it. The vehicle did feel loose, and I don't think the front wheels, I don't think the all-wheel drive system was actually working either. And some other people reported that. I don't know for sure, but it did seem like the back wheels would spin a lot easier than they used to. So, you know, I'm thinking that the system just was not actually working or completely working, even for the all-wheel drive. So, you know, Chrysler needs to figure this out, and it's already been how many years? Are we going on 2, 3? Something like that? It's been quite a while. And so now they only just now offer to do something under the disguise of, hey, we want people to come in, so we're offering this deal. What the fuck? Bullshit. It's because anyone with a WK Jeep does not have four-wheel drive. Go to a lot, and if they have the update, pull that T-handle. It's not going to work. Now, if they just recently reset it, it might work for a little bit. That's the hit and miss thing. And could you trust their fix to go off-road and then find out it doesn't work as you're already into some gnarly situation where you have to have the four-wheel drive, and now you're hiking out, now you're out with your wife or your 3-year-old kid, or at the time my daughter, or 2-year-old, you're not hiking anywhere. You're fucked. And hopefully you have a cell signal. They don't understand how dangerous this is. This is a lot more dangerous than somebody that had remote start, that heaven forbid start their vehicle without the fucking parking brake on. Follow the fucking procedures, people. Stop. You know, why are we making the car manufacturers do recalls on stuff that's not broken? So I don't feel bad about putting in on flash FDCM. Some people are pansies and they're thinking, oh my god, I put in this FDCM that's on flash, my car could roll away. Well, if you have remote start and not using your parking brake, now I use my parking brake on hills like I was taught, and like the owner manual of every vehicle I've ever owned says to use on hills when you're parking, then, you know, you shouldn't have an issue. It's really that simple. So no, it doesn't affect me. The N23 or the P73 do not affect me. Now what it does affect is the resale value of my vehicle, because people know about it. Dealers know about it. You think they're going to offer you good money for your vehicle? No, because the WK Jeep is a liability. Also, the Commanders too are affected. They are liabilities for the dealers to have, because if they sell it to a customer, the customer might be back in the following week. Yeah, it might say as is, but really it didn't work. I mean, you're not going to get a return customer from a shitty used vehicle sale, and you're not going to get I'll probably have to take a low ball offer. So, you know, hey, if they want to step up and say, hey, we're going to offer you book value, I might jump at just to get rid of the vehicle. I really don't want a car payment, but hey, you know, that's how shitty the WK Jeep is because of the N23 P73 update. I mean, there's other quirks with the vehicle, but I mean, that's a huge one caused by Chrysler because they failed to fix a hardware issue. Fix the fucking issue, you retards. What are you, mentally ill at Chrysler? I mean, wonder why you guys suck. You know, fuck you guys. Figure it out, get it fixed, and stop dicking around.
So, I'm back with